Hello YouTube, this is Darkon633 and we're taking a look at another S.H.Figuarts review. This time we're going to take a look at Kamen Rider Run, also known as Kamen Rider Ichigo, that was released in the S.H.Figuarts line earlier this year. Now this particular version of the suit is actually based on Takeshi Hongo's new suit that was featured in the Kamen Rider 1 movie that also played earlier this year. And it's a drastic update to many of the other variations we got over the years, including a lot of the different recolored parts for the suit, and so on, since most of them were just kind of the same thing, just with the new color. This time they went with a completely new overhaul with the suit, making him a lot bulkier, and really matches the really cool likeness of the character from the film. And we're just going to take a look at the box. The box is in the new standard smaller size boxes, which is really good for storage, and it just looks pretty good for what it does. We have the Shocker logo there. Kamen Rider 1. The back, it just pretty much shows you what you can do, and that's about it for the box otherwise. I like the fact there's a lot of flame effects on the box, since this is something that actually harkens back to the film itself. I'm not going to really spoil anything in there, but let's just say this particular effect has a huge meaning to the character in the film. We'll now take a look at the figure itself. The figure is highly detailed, and it has a ton of articulation, which is expected for S.H.Figuarts. Articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint. He can look up and down, and he does have the double joint in the neck, since it does have a joint in the lower part of the neck and the upper part. He can look left and right ever so slightly, and the scarf around his neck, which you do need to place in via a peg around the actual scarf piece, is somewhat articulated, but there isn't a whole lot of movement you're going to get with it. He has ball hinges at the shoulders, with good range of movement, since it does have a double joint. This piece can come off, so be careful, but it is also on a joint as well, and that's what's really cool about Figuarts, is that they have a separate joint for the shoulder plates in general, and I think that's really nice. He does have swivels at the biceps. He has double joints at the elbows, which can only go about that far due to the bulkiness of the suit, but it does what it needs to do. He does have a good amount of wrist swivel, since it is also on a ball joint, and that's really cool. He does have two joints in the waist. One has 360 movement with really tight ab crunch movement there, and he does have another joint at the lower part of his waist. He has ball hinges at the hips with movement side to side via a swivel. These pieces do come off for some reason, and I don't know what causes that, so bear with me here. I do need to place this back on. He does have double joints at the knees with the good range of movement there. He does have swivels at the boot, ankle tilts, and also boot cuts, since that's something that is really cool when it comes to Figuarts engineering. Otherwise, he does include these little panels on the side, which are technically articulated. There isn't a whole lot of movement you're going to get with them, but it does help with movement in the hips to make it go out further than it could initially if these were just molded in. The actual belt, since it is on the newer style, is a separate piece, so if you decided to remove the body, this piece is a full separate belt. And you can initiate this being closed. However, for some reason on mine, I'm not sure if that's just a design reason, it doesn't like to stay in very well with both panels attached. But when it does have the Shocker logo there as well. So that's really cool. We're just going to remove these and place them back. It's a little tricky to get inside once you attach it though. So bear with me here. It does have a little bit of problem trying to get in there. Okay, looks like it's about to be removed. There we go. So we got one of the panels. So now we'll place it back onto the outer part of the belt there. Do the same for the other side. And there we have it back into its initial position. Now we're going to take a look at some of the accessories that the figure also includes. So the main accessories for the figure are obviously the two fists that are already attached to the figure itself, and he does have two more sets of different hands for different poses. We have a set of hands that are almost like a somewhat trigger hand, even though he doesn't have any weapons to actually use them with, but it does look like it's a very trigger-like style, and it's kind of like a somewhat relaxed pose. And then we got these hands that look like they're doing like a karate chop, or doing some other kind of pose. The only other accessory the figure includes is the effect that can be attached to the foot in order to initiate rider kick in poses, which we'll take a look at now. Anyways, we're back. First, we're just going to take any Tamashi stand. I only have the currently for now with me at the very second. It's the Kamen Rider double stand that was a part of that campaign a little while ago. We're just going to use it since it's going to pretty much do the same what we need to do. What you're going to do is take the effect piece, and it'll only attach to one of the sides. It can be a little bit tricky to figure out which side it is, but I'm pretty sure it was actually this foot, since the actual hole is only molded in a certain way to allow you to attach one of the feet only. Since there, as you can see, it's in the exact cut so that you can actually attach that particular foot. Now we're just going to put him into a rider kick-like pose. We're just going to take a look how it looks like with the actual effect in position. So, now that we got Ichigo in a somewhat rider kick-like pose, it's not the best. I'm not really good with posing, but we're just going to attach it to the Tamashi stage and just take a look at how it looks like in motion. So we're just going to attach it here. It's been a while since I fiddled with the Tamashi stage, so apologize for being a little bit rusty here. But there we go. Here we have Ichigo initiating a rider kick, and I think that looks really nice. Now we're just going to take a look at how the figure looks like with some of the other hands attached to the figure. So overall, I think this is a fantastic figure, and if you're a fan of the character, I highly recommend picking this up. It has a very nice design, especially in the suit design, since Toei did a very nice job in recreating a new version of the suit. And it's definitely, while it does have a lot of cues from the older style suit for Ichigo, it does look really nice, and especially for the style of the movie that we're going to go for, it actually worked out really well in the end. This movie was actually really awesome. I'm really happy to finally actually have a figure representation of this particular suit. I got this in Ami Ami along with Senkoku Seo, Kamen Rider Double, so we're going to take a look at that next, but for now, I highly recommend picking this up, and you could probably check this up at Ami Ami, HLJ, or several of the other online stores to maybe try to get a hold of one soon. Anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check out Hero Club and Hirotaku. Also, please check me on Twitter under Darkon633, and don't forget to comment and subscribe. Please check down the other channels down below, and I'll be back with more reviews, but for now, we'll see you on YouTube. Bye.